Will we get to see you in action again real soon?
Maybe in June. I'm getting married in July, so I want to try and break my nose before that happens.
Well, this is a guy that I used to watch fight before I even started fighting.
Well,
That's how
I've
I
always heard, the first thing I heard about Matt Santos, they said MMA Pioneer.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the title that's always been attached to you.
Locally, I guess. Maybe not the original.
That's all right.
I just want to make a quick comment about how original Pierre's name is.
It's very interesting. Is the first name Pierre? I've seen it both ways. Pierre Pierre. Either way, he's in the ring here with Darrius Heylinger, 1-0 from Cortland, New York. And Matt, Alex and I were talking about Pierre, who hasn't fought in almost a year, and what that ring rust, or that cage rust rather, can kind of do and affect this fight.
Well, it looks like he's fit, so it doesn't look like he's off. He's not uncomfortable in his footwork. He looks like he's ready to fight. He's from Brockton, so he probably is.
Well, that is the Fighting City, the home of Rocky Marciano and many great boxers through the years, so definitely has those bloodlines. And, of course, Heylinger has the bloodline from Team Bob Squad, the former home of John Bones Jones. So definitely some good background in that team out in Cortland, New York.
Yeah, they're getting more and more striky. Like, that used to just be a wrestling team. Like, basically all wrestlers that came to fight, and then Tanner Curry was the first big name out of there that made the UFC. And he was a long, lanky guy and had submissions. Oh, man.
With that year layoff, he forgot how to keep his mouth.
Yeah, geez, maybe they should have given him some Bondent.
So far, like Matt said, Alex, we've got some striking going on early with these two fighters, really kind of just feeling each other out in this opening round.
Pierre was very effective in the beginning of the round with those leg kicks. Kind of went away from it a little bit.
Almost got caught there.
Oh. He tends to be leaning in with his punches. He's not letting his feet get in there to close the distance with his punches, but the leg kicks have been very effective.
I don't know much about striking, but I like the fact that he's throwing more than 2 punches at a time. You rarely see that in MMA because everybody's worried about the takedown.
Yeah.
He fights out of Pat Schultz's school, so they're known for their striking more than anything else, you know. So
Darrius backing up here into the cage a bit with some good combinations.
You can see it almost looks like she's limping on that front leg, I think.
Interesting. Pierre's shown an ability to be a pretty decent counterpuncher too so far. Oh, and down he goes.
Caught a kick. That's the second kick he's caught tonight, so.
The first one he escaped, this time he did not. So now Pierre on top, Darrius trying to fight back from the ground. You see Pierre just trying to dig out and get those left hands into the rib cage.
I think somebody just called him Perry from his corner. Maybe his name's Perry, not Pierre.
It's interesting. I am just going to go with what's written on the sheet. I'm trusting my matchmaker, Pat Sullivan, and his spelling and pronunciations. That may be a bad idea.
Pierre needs to start working and getting his head over Darrius's head. Sorry, I forgot his name for a second. He needs to get his head over his head, make good posture there. It makes it a lot harder to fight, and it's controlling his hips by getting his hips forward. He needs to maintain a good base, and he needs to start working from there.
He's really not doing it. He's just trying to walk him over to the cage. He's not doing anything to create his own opportunities for strikes. He's not trying to pass. He's not trying to posture. He's just working him over to the cage. I would expect a lot of blows to come. He just worked so hard to get him all the way over there. Let's see what he does with it.
Yeah, certainly unlike the Justin Switzer fight where he really made an attempt to get that mount and then get up in a position where he could strike, and that's how he ended that fight. Not the same thing that Pierre is doing right here. And now Darrius actually trying to lift himself up off the canvas and maybe regain the leverage.
He's a lot more effective standing up. Sometimes you jump the gun. You see a guy fall down after trying to, to kick, and the initial reaction is to jump in there. But when you're effective landing those leg kicks and the strikes, sometimes just let him back up because you're really not doing much damage here.
1:17 to go in the opening round. We may get to the second round for the first time tonight.
A very leggy game.
Yeah.
I don't know, is he new? Is he a newer fighter? I know he's 1-0, but I don't know if he's been training long.
Not sure about the amateur background, but we do know he does come from a very strong team, like you said. Now, you said it's evolved more into a striking team over the years.
Well, no, more like they're more comfortable in their strikes.
Okay.
More than anything, they've like Ryan Ciotoli. He was a wrestler. I forget which school he wrestled for, but he's always been known as a wrestler / grappler, submission wrestler guy.
He's boxing his ears, the open hand slap.
42 seconds to go in the opening round. We'll see if Darrius Heylinger can survive. Pierre took him down with a kick, and it's been this way ever since. Not much action really emanating from this takedown here.
No attempts to pass guard, really no attempts, submission attempts from bottom either. Both guys are just kind of grinding it out here.
Kevin needs to stand them up. Nothing's happening. There you go. He heard me.
Good advice from Matt Santos to break that up, and we're just heading into the closing seconds. Again, the mouthpiece comes out.
Again.
That's the second time.
Ooh,
nice kick, kind of rocks Darrius a bit. It looks like he may run out of time here in this opening round as we're about to just approach the break.
Oh, looks like Darius is going to hit him with a spin kick.
He was looking for it. I wonder where he learned that.
I don't know.